Hey folks, I was looking to head off to bed, but before I did, one of the things I said I would be continuing is my dev diaries on the Mad Max project. Right now, my main tech guy is out of commission, just software issues at this point in time, and I told him that's fine, take whatever time you need. This mod basically has a when it's done kind of due date. But I might, hmm, how do I say all this stuff? Well, let me save the great news for the very end. Let me start with some of the better news. I've started to learn how to do San Andreas to Vice City backwards, what do you call it? Backwards conversions. Some of them are working, some of them aren't working, and I'm having the infamous invisible back window issue. For those not in the know who weren't on the scene for the longest time, we had a bit of a thing that kind of plagued us where the back windshield would make the entire interior of your vehicle completely translucent. Or transparent, excuse me, not translucent. I don't know why I said. Anyways, and therefore it looked like the car was hollow, like it was like a toy tin car where they only make the roof and the sides of the car, and then the rest of it is just some sort of little cheap axle wheel assembly thing, but there's no inside to the car. Although I had some toys like that when I was young and I liked them, but I digress. I'm getting off on a rant here. Um, So what I've successfully gotten into San Andreas, Vice City from San Andreas, well, I would say successfully. There's still some issues like the window issues. I have I got the March Hare has been converted, and that works in game. The last V8, which I don't believe we ever backwards I don't believe we ever went backwards in our conversion of it. That one is done. And by last V8, I mean the one that from Mad Max 2, Road Warrior, not the one from Mad Max, because they kind of carry the same tagline. But in Road Warrior, it's even more true because the apocalypse. These cars have either been torn down for parts or they just there's whole reasons why set up in Mad Max as well as Road Warrior. And actually, watching Mad Max, I noticed some interesting stuff the other day. But I digress. So we've got the last V8 from Mad Max 2 in game, although again it's in game. I'm having some TXD issues where it looks bad at the start and then it looks fine. And now I've got the wheels spawning, but they're spawning like this big compared to, you know, your average Vice City wheel. So the Vice City wheels are spawning, as are the custom wheels, but the custom wheels are so tiny that are so tiny compared to the Vice City wheels that they're not showing through. So I got to figure out why that's happening. I've got the magic wheel mod installed successfully. That's all working fine and dandy. I've been having the game crash at various times due to my own mistakes, which I've found and I've fixed so that the game in Vice City runs smoothly. So most people's experience should run smoothly. We've got the Mack truck converted backwards to Vice City, but we're having headlight issues right now as well as windshield issues and damage part issues in terms of the front windshield. So that's a headache I've got to figure out how to do. Again, I have a team of legendary modders who are teaching me the ropes, and I'm starting to learn some stuff. I'm not so good on some other stuff. So I may be outsourcing some of these conversions since, again, there is a big contingent of people who want these mods for Vice City. Speaking of mods people wanted for Vice City, I have a big announcement. I have successfully unlocked gosuke's models, and I'll get to that in a moment because I want people to understand I respect intellectual property rights of actual 3D modelers. But I digress. His models were locked, and they were locked for a reason. But he'd only made the Gooses by MFP bike, Gooses 1 1001 AZ. I believe it's an AZ. The one that he's riding around on when after he broke his leg from the first crash. Uh, Mudgut's motorcycle as well as the Toe Cutter's motorcycle. But these two as well as the Z1 are having some they're having some basic issues that I've got to sort out. The 1001 ZA isn't spawning right. It's a game crasher right now, so I got to go back in on this computer and try and fiddle with it to see why this is happening, because this shouldn't be happening, but it's happening. But the other two, the car carols are a bit funny, so I've got to play around with that in order to keep things with the colors. Though I may release two versions, because I think gosuke had created these ones so they could be movie versions as well as regular versions. So you've got different color schemes that are in his README. Now, this presents an elephant in the room. I have unlocked what were locked models. Now, one, I had permission from gosuke himself to do so long, long ago, and I believe that still stands. Two, I've only entered in my name as far as a converter onto gosuke's original readmes. Otherwise, his readme is largely untouched. Three, I am going to relock the model as soon as I'm finished. Now, obviously, there's ways to defeat these model locks. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to do what I've been able to do. But I wouldn't have done this if it wasn't for the fact that I had permission from the artist, something I wish a lot of you out there who've stolen some of my models or my friend Ganjisa's models would have done. But I digress. The nature of art, digital art on the internet is, after a while, it just kind of gets taken, whether you like it or not. So I'm going to respect gosuke, and I'm going to relock the models when I get them working 100% in game. Because again, I got to fiddle around with Mudguts and them. But the point is, if I can get Mudguts, Toe Cutter, and the 1001 ZA working in game, I could then release a bike pack for this mod and be the first offering of the first wave of vehicles to be presented for people's use. Because the Goose bike, there's obviously no cop bike in Vice City, but there is the PCJ 600, and it works perfectly. But it means you're going to have to choose between Wes's bike, from the beginning of Mad Max 2, from gosuke's Goose bike, from gosuke's Mudguts bike, gosuke's 1001 ZA, or his Toe Cutter bike. So there'll be a lot of bikes to choose from. In San Andreas, fortunately, though, there's a lot more models that you can work with so that you can have this expansive collection of these old, like 1970s bikes, Australian bikes, I believe, and also have some of the movie bikes, as well as the fact that we're also going to have a lot more choices and chances to work with vehicles when it comes to Road Warrior, Mad Max, and hopefully the Thunderdome and all the other new mods that I hope to get set up. But the point is, I got Goose's bike working 100% in Vice City, and she looks spectacular. And so that's something that I'm excited about because it's an achievement for me. I've never been good at converting, period. I'm usually lost when trying to get these things working. And even if everything isn't 100%, a lot of the models that aren't 100%, it's an almost fairly easy fix to get these guys working again. And I've got some ideas for working with these windows. So we may have Wave 2 being just some of the basic past offerings we've had for San Andreas, but not always for Vice City, for those Vice City fans. Beyond that, whatever I mostly get working, I'm going to try to get working in Grand Theft Auto 4. course, someday I would love to see if we can get our stuff into 5, but you know, that's a whole new, that's a whole different headache that I'm going to have to work with. But I certainly would love to see the Goose bike in Grand Theft Auto 4. And considering it's 15 bucks at Walmart, eventually I'm going to try to pick that up myself so that I can mod Grand Theft Auto 4 and enjoy it on the PC as everybody else is enjoying it. Anyways, folks, that's the news on the Mad Max project. I've been spending the better half of a day fiddling with different with conversions and other stuff. And no, I'm not going to tell you how I unlocked gosuke's models either, because again, this is about respect. He gave me permission so long as I didn't screw gosuke over, and I don't consider this screwing him over so long as I relock the models, and I will. Anyways, though, folks, I hope you guys are having a good evening. I'm heading off to bed. It's been a long day worth of all sorts of different works, and take care.